Britain's litter crisis is getting worse. Since 2014, there has been a 40% rise in rubbish, mostly in public places. The national park is a popular place amongst citizens and tourists.
This is a designated site, so it's a SSSI, so a site of special scientific interest. It's internationally recognised, so the sand dunes themselves are incredibly important, and the litter that we're getting here now will still be here in the next 300 or more years, and it's going to take a very long time for that to break down, if it ever really does. And it's quite a sensitive habitat as well. It's quite a fluid habitat, so if you have bits of plastic and rubbish on the beach, they'll be buried 1 year and then they'll re-emerge. What we tend to find, if it washes up on the tide line, it tends to be stuff that's come from sort of Liverpool docks. We do get a lot of stuff from there. Animals that tend to wash up here, it's usually for other reasons. I mean, if you were to inspect them with an autopsy, which we do have to send away some of the animals we find for autopsy, you may find that there's quite a lot of plastic in there.
A lot of people litter here.
We will approach them, ask them to pick up the litter, tell them why they can't do that, and show them to the nearest bin, explain why we'd be really keen for them not to, the importance for the habitat and for people enjoying the site too. To be honest, most people, when they get caught doing it, they're usually quite quick to pick it up and put it in the bin. Recently put out a beach cleaning sign that's part of a Twitter movement, so it's actually global, and we're going to have a couple of A-frame boards that have got litter picking sticks and bin bags, and they're going to be at a couple of our main entranceways onto the beach, so people are able to take part in that. We do a lot of stuff on social media, and also the volunteer groups that we do a lot of stuff on our behalf.
The most common litter which can be found in the park and on the beach: cigarette butts, plastic bottles and food packaging. People litter without thinking about the environmental consequences, especially for the wildlife. Without the help of volunteers, the costs rise for litter cleaning.
Of Crosby Beach, we were established in 2017 in January, and then more members came on. Now we have 5, so every month we organize beach cleans for volunteers. Like here now we have cups, activities for kids, so they can learn how plastic affects the local beach.
Friends of Crosby Beach is cooperating with schools in order to spread awareness. The children are keen to learn about the effects littering has. They enjoy helping.
You're probably not joking. Oh God, no.
With a sign, the cleaning group tries to reach out to people in order to make a difference.
We also do a bit ad hoc cleans when companies or schools asked us to, but normally it's once a month, organized cleans. But otherwise we sort of go anytime when we have time and just do a bit of our bit, even if it's an hour.
They find a lot of small plastic pieces along the beach.
Normally I would say 16 bags altogether every time.
More and more volunteers are willing to help.
Now we reach sometimes 90 people, so we have to share the equipment to clean the beach. So I think it's not just a coastal problem, because this is the end. That should be tackled inland. It's a shame that in the summer it's such a bad problem, it's everywhere. But really, what can you do? If you don't remove it, then it will be washed back to the sea or stay there, so we'll just do our bit.
Keep Britain Tidy organised the campaign Great British Spring Clean this year.
Windblown litter and people throwing litter, fast food outlets. Obviously there's a lot of those now, and it's causing huge amounts of litter. So I'm trying to do my bit really, but the key is to engage local people really, and that's the only way we're going to tackle it on a global scale is to scale it up at the local level. If we can have a group of like-minded people driving it on a small scale in each town, village or small area, then we can start to make a difference. But it's going to require a huge amount of effort and a huge number of people to actually have a chance of tackling this problem.
Regular volunteers know where to find litter.
You could easily get 20 bags in 3 or 4 hours. In fact, last weekend we got 18 bags from a park, and that's a really clean park. But having the volunteers there means that we can go off the track and go into the trees and the shrubs, which is where you find lots of old litter which has been there for years, and so you can really get lots of bags out of there. So lots.
Throw them over their shoulders, don't they, and sitting on the tree.
There's probably multi-fold more than what we've got that we can't even see. There's the leaf
There's a broken fence here that's been, with wire and stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Various things hidden inside the bushes.
It's the chair that you've got in your bag, isn't it?
Yes, that's what it is. It's the green plastic and that.
They look like school chairs.
Cleaning, doing a deep clean, whereas the contractors, the park management team, when they come through, they can only focus on the bins, the paths, the easy to see stuff, because they've got lots of other things they have to do, to manage the whole park. Whereas as a group coming out here completely focusing on litter, we can make a big impact. So I think over time the litter will go down, and then of course there's broken window syndrome, which is, if it looks bad, people treat it bad. So if we keep it cleaner, then we should find less fly tip and less antisocial behaviour and stuff. So it should get better over time.
After just 30 minutes, the volunteers found a vast amount of litter.
Lots of people volunteer. I'd say more people actually on the day, as they're walking by, walking their dog, or just going for a walk, offer to give some of their time. So I don't think it's hard to get 10 people together though for an event, which is good. But I actually notice a lot of people tend to do a little bit on their own when they're walking. More people need to understand and be aware of the problem, and then they need to understand how they can make a difference with just small actions. Changes their lifestyle, I think, and it's a, this is a society that's broken. Kids just think it's okay to throw litter, and adults. And as we change the culture, I think that's the way we'll see improvement.
Keep Britain Tidy remains its work. Along the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, volunteers of the Canal and River Trust helped to clean up.
So Towpath Task Force is a volunteer group which meets up in different areas to clear litter and maintain towpaths in the canal and do any jobs that need doing, really. So I work with the Sefton Towpath Task Force, and they meet at different areas around Sefton every Friday from 10 until 2. And we're a great social group. It's a great way to improve your fitness and well-being, and we welcome everyone.
Some of the litter can be quite challenging for the volunteers. Despite the problems they face, they never give up.
Don't you dare roll back in. Well, I think it's going to have to be the hell.
Usually we get between 30 and 60 bags of litter, and that's not including the loose debris that we may pick up, such as tyres, pallets, motorbikes. We find really strange things in the canal like safes. So it ranges greatly, but usually there's a minimum of 30 bags.
The equipment helps to reach the litter, but not all of it.
A lot of it is below the water, and so we only get what we can safely reach. But the environment section of Canal and River Trust is carrying out research into plastic and its impact on the environment at the moment.
People need to change their behavior and not throw away plastic.
Microplastics are a massive problem, and it is something we need to tackle as a group, as a nation, really, and everyone can make a difference. It's by making small changes, not littering, recycling. There are so many ways that we can change our impact on the environment.
Animals can get stuck, choke, or die as a result of littering. Despite causing danger to wildlife, it is also unattractive, as well as it diminishes land. People need to realize what effects the litter crisis has on the environment and start changing their lifestyles in order to fight against it.